Hey everyone, it's Stephanie again, and you are tuned in to another Ask Stephanie. Hope everyone is doing great. Before we get started, don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be the first to find out when I post these videos. All right, so this week's question is about self-care. I get tons of questions about self-care and ways to increase it, what to do, good ideas. So I figure I'd throw out a general, simple list of ideas for self-care. Because sometimes I think when we think of self-care, a lot of people do kind of the things that they don't normally do or do stuff that's over the top. But there's some really simple ways to increase self-care in our lives. So I think I want to just give some simple examples for this video. But before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, BetterHelp. If you guys don't know, let me jump into what BetterHelp is real quick. BetterHelp is an amazing online platform with over 20,000 licensed professionals worldwide. They are bringing therapy, quality therapy to your fingertips. They are a part of the movement of really being comfortable with discussing mental health and providing access to mental health resources, and it's very easy to get started. So basically, after a short assessment that asks you a question about what your needs are, you get connected with a licensed professional within 48 hours, and you can begin chatting just as soon as that. There's several things that make it super easy and super fun to get started. Besides the ease of the questionnaire, you can do it via phone or you can do it via video. So whatever you're most comfortable with. They offer financial aid, which is amazing because one of the things that I keep getting from people when they look for a therapist is that they're on a budget, they can't afford it, they may or may not have insurance. There's a lot of reasons of why they aren't able to do that. So if there's the option to get financial aid to be able to utilize the services, that's an amazing thing. They do that. My favorite thing, and I always say this, is them letting you switch therapists, because let's be real, somebody may be a great therapist, but they might not be the one for you, because the relationship is really important and the vibes are really important. So it is essential for you to have a great therapeutic experience, that you are receptive to your therapist and vice versa, and you feel like you're really getting something out of it. So if you decide, hey, this therapist isn't for me, then they'll let you change it at no cost. And you don't have to go to a waiting room and wait around and driving. All the excuses why we sometimes get in our own way of accessing therapy, they pretty much taken care of. So I think it's amazing for you guys to check it out. If you use my link, you get 10% off of your first month. So what are you guys waiting for? Try betterhelp.com/Stephanie Lee. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com. So now on to the simple items to increase self-care in your life, which we're 6 months in, guys. So ask yourself, what have I done for myself to increase my self-care? I want to make this list super simple because there's no need for over the top, and sometimes we don't have time for over the top. So quick ways to increase self-care. 1, good sleep. That sounds so simple. A lot of us are not sleeping. There's a lot of people who have insomnia or going to sleep too late and getting up very early or not having sound sleep. Try to get good sleep, whether that be going to sleep earlier or minimizing some of the things that stimulate you before you go to bed. So that's TV, that's the iPad, that's computers, that's music, all of these things that get in the way of serotonin production. Get them out of the way so that you can calm yourself. If you need to do some tea or a meditation app or whatever, or a sound machine, whatever it is that you like, get some good sleep, because you will see your life change with good sleep. You know, when we're operating exhausted, everything else, it's like a domino effect. Everything else is affected by that. So getting good sleep also improves your mood, also improves, weight related issues. Sometimes we're gaining weight because we're not sleeping well, etc. So although good sleep is like, most people are not getting it. Most people are really struggling with it. So self-care, make sure you get some good sleep. And if you want to sleep in, sleep in. Like, I am part of the sleep in crew, especially now. I almost have a 2-year-old. He will be 2 in a couple of weeks. I am not, if I have to get up early, I will. But if I can sleep in once a week, like, that is lux. That is luxurious living to me. So don't feel bad about sleeping in. I know that our society is like, get up early, grind, I'll sleep when I die. You might die because you didn't get any sleep. So 1, get some good sleep. 2, exercise. So a lot of times when we do self-care, we do things that are indulgent, which is fine, it's great, but it's not necessarily giving us long-term self-care. So exercise, moving your body, and I was guilty of this until a couple of months ago, where I just decided to just get out and walk and start working out again like I did prior to having a child. And although at the beginning I was tired, I started looking forward to it, and I felt so much better, and I had more energy for everything. And it was good for me to take that time, take that 30 minutes, take that 45 minutes, take that 20 minutes to invest in self. Because if your health is not together, then everything else will pay for it. And if you don't make time for your health, then you'll have to make time for things that will take even more time, that are not as easy. So exercise, that is self-care, taking care of oneself, one's body. 3, grounding. So grounding and getting in nature, literally letting your feet touch the ground, whether that's going outside in the grass or going to the beach in the sand. The earth's energy and vibrations really like replenish us. It's why sometimes you're down in the dumps, or if you've been inside all day, then you're kind of like blah. But when you go out and the sun hits your skin, or we go to the beach, or we go for a hike, or whatever the case may be, you are invigorated. And that's really important for mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health. So all of these things, although they're simple and people like to say, oh, duh, well, a lot of people are not doing them. And our world is set up for being in front of screens and being in front of our computers and being as efficient, which is really counterproductive to some of the most basic holistic ways to care for ourselves. So I would say that. Number 4, I'm gonna say treat yourself. I am the treat yourself girl, okay? You can't go wrong with treating yourself. But here's the thing, when you are either married, but mostly when you're a parent, that treat yourself thing is really, really hard. It turns into treat myself and then the kids too, or let me buy something for my spouse, or let me get something for the house. It's not something that is for self. And so a lot of times that happens quite often, and we go from treating ourselves with these things that we never really take full advantage of, and that's just the thing. So you don't really ever cheat yourself. Get yourself something, whatever that may be. Get yourself something that is for you, something that you can experience, that you feel replenished by or excited by, something that you utilize that is simply for you. Because 9 times out of 10 throughout the year, we're buying gifts for people. It's birthday, and it's Mother's Day, and it's Christmas, and it's all these things, and it's stuff for the house, it's stuff for the kids. And so you find yourself rolling yourself last on that list and kind of taking advantage of these things that belong to everyone. So I think there's beauty in that individual purchase or thing that you do, to kind of give you that space to be like, this was for me, this was great, I enjoyed it, I needed it. Last but not least is somewhat, this might not be as simple, but we can simplify it. So I like to tell people to do a staycation in their city. So a lot of times people are in these beautiful spaces that people are fighting to get to, by the way, and we just don't take advantage of it because we are always there. And so it'll always be there, and then we don't do it. I live in South Florida. People are spending all their money to get down here. I've been here for a while. I'm a Chicago girl though, so people love Chicago, which it's a great city, but people often do these things that you who are in the city don't take advantage of and you don't do. So if you can't take a staycation in terms of getting a hotel room or whatever, which might be a great idea, wait for a deal, wait for a resident special, maybe do a nice night by yourself, or maybe, hey, we're in South Florida, do a helicopter ride in Miami, or maybe go to a museum you haven't done. It depends on your budget. This now may not be as simple, but a way to simplify it is you might pass a beautiful park every time you go downtown and you just never have the time. Go do a picnic in the park. Go take a walk in the park, go listen to music, go meditate, go hang out, do whatever it is that you want for yourself. I think taking advantage of your surroundings helps you move away from the I have to get there to be happy. Like, I have to go here. Or if you're looking at, you know, social media and the idea is to do a trip, the excitement is never where you are. So there's always this disdain for where we are because we can't be excited there, or we can't feel luxurious there, or we can't engage in self-care here. But here is actually very, very available for you. And I think that's really important to do that for self-care too. Take advantage of what's around you. Look at your space and your city through tourist eyes and just do something simple. Like I said, the museum, do something luxe, a helicopter ride, whatever it is for you. But the simplicity is that it's already here. So it's really not far or hard for you to get a hold of. So do whatever makes sense for you, but just do it. Commit to it for yourself, just like you do for other people. And you will find that over time, even if it's once a month, you'll start to kind of put that energy back into your tank and that love for yourself. So I hope this helped you guys. Let me know what your self-care tips are. Let me know what you guys do. I know in different seasons of life, self-care looks very different, but I'd love to hear those things. And don't forget to continue to send your questions. I'm gonna put it in the link on the screen, but also it will be in the description box below, info@imsuccessfullyme.com. All right, guys, everyone have a wonderful week.